Mr. Habana, welcome to Fiji. How does it feel to finally be here?
It feels absolutely fantastic. I think the effort that Sigatoka River Safaris went through in getting me over here, it's been sort of 8 months of planning and preparation, but first experience in Fiji and really looking forward to it. Obviously the Fiji Coral Coast Sevens tournament, the biggest tournament within the Fiji circuit is pretty good. So looking forward to it, and hopefully I can enjoy the beautiful landscape that is Fiji, because the people are unbelievable.
What about the rugby? What are you most looking forward to about the rugby?
I think, being a rugby player, having come up against Fijians and having played with and against them quite a few times, I think the level of skill that these guys literally have and they put out on display on the field is going to be fantastic. Chatting to the air hostess on Fiji Airways coming in, kids from 8 to 3 years old and playing the game, and I think just the enjoyment that you see from these really humble people is something I'm really looking forward to. Some fantastic skill and hopefully some great prize as well.
What do you think about Fijians showing their skills on an international platform, given this is a very international tournament?
I think the Fiji Coral Coast Sevens is a fantastic tournament feeder system for the HSBC Sevens series. We know how well Fiji did in the last Olympics, going on to win gold. I got to play with Joshua Tuisava at Toulon, and seeing someone like that and his humility going on to win a gold medal was absolutely fantastic. I think the Fijians as people are probably one of the most friendliest, humble people you do get. So. Off the field, they're amazing. On the field, I think seeing their level of skill is literally unreal. Mata had a great offload against Toulon this past weekend. That was really fantastic. So, again, I think really excited to be here. I think the week's got a lot planned. A couple of safaris, a couple of tours, and like I said, hopefully, the humility that the Fijians and the welcome that they've given us today, we can convey in the way we interact with them throughout the course of the week.
How excited are you about going on safari, on the Sigatoka River Safari? Tell us about your
excitement.
I think
I've heard a lot of amazing things about the Sigatoka River Safari, and I think I'm really excited. Obviously, Jay and the team have put in a lot of effort and planning to get me here. But now that I'm here, I'm really looking forward to it. I know he's got a very relaxed schedule for me, like Fijian style normally is, but I really can't wait to get out onto the safari and explore the exquisite landscape that is Fiji, meet more of the Fijian people and get to interact with the true Fiji. We only see the rugby players on the TV and then outside of it, but to actually be here, be immersed in it's going to be really exciting, and like I said, to be able to experience it with my family, it's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and for that I'm really grateful.
Bryan, this year is the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts on how's things shaping?
2019 has finally arrived, and a big year for rugby in that we got the Rugby World Cup in Japan, and we saw Ireland probably being the most consistent side in World Rugby over the last 18 months. Pushed New Zealand to 2 losses over the last 18 months. The gap between the Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere has really closed down quite a bit. So I think an exciting World Cup in a fantastic country. The rugby in Japan has been on the rise and on the increase over the last couple of years, and you got the likes of a Dan Carter, Matt Guitar, plying their trade over there now at the moment. So I think as a showpiece, they've got a lot going for them. Obviously, that win against South Africa in the 2015 World Cup made this tournament even more significant for Japan. So I'm really excited in terms of what the tournament's going to portray. I think for spectators, but for players as well, it's probably going to be one of the most tightly contested tournaments we've seen in a very long time. So a lot of world-class players going to be on show, and like I say, in an environment in Japan that's hopefully going to be very successful.
You got some friend Joshua Tuisava and the likes. We're looking forward to join Fiji team in the Rugby World Cup. Just your thoughts on having Fiji?
I think for me, I've come up against Fiji once in a World Cup in 2007. We almost lost that quarter-final game in Marseille, and again, the humility of the Fijian people is fantastic. But I think the skill level of Fijian rugby players is something unbelievable. We got guys all across the world, lots in Europe at the moment, playing and plying their trade. A lot of youngsters get drafted over to New Zealand and Australia to ply their trade. So the skill level of the Fijians is fantastic, and again they're a force to be reckoned with. On the 7 series they've come up and won gold, won 7 series, and they're a formidable force. So from a rugby 15's point of view, you got guys like Nadolo Tuisava, Semira Draja that's now come over from league. You got to play with him a bit last year at Toulon. So I think the skill level of the Fijians is fantastic, and like I say, if that can be put together in the right direction, you know, they're definitely going to be a force in come Japan in September.
Just thoughts on the sevens series. You won the RB Sevens Player of the Year in 2017. Yeah, that's 2007.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts, how's things shaping this time around?
Of the sevens, I think sevens is fantastic. Obviously, the first two tournaments, you know, Fiji were really dominant. You know, even though America have gone on to end 2018 off as #1 team in the world. It's also really tightly contested. You know, we see South Africa, you know, sort of edge out Fiji in that last tournament in Paris last year. You know, New Zealand have come back and won the World Cup of sevens in San Francisco last year, both for the men's and the women's. And I think seeing the rise of the women's on the HSBC 7 series has been fantastic. And again, I think sevens is a beautiful game to watch. It's a game that allows a lot of people to enjoy the excitement that what rugby really stands for. And you know, it's a game that's fast, it's exciting, it's for the crowd, and like the 7 series in particular is something that, you know, has drawn big crowds over the last couple of years. So long may that continue. In a World Cup year, it might get overshadowed just a little bit in terms of, you know, some of the sevens guys potentially wanting to go on and represent their countries in 15s band at the World Cup. So, you know, exciting format of the game. You know, I've been to Dubai, you know, going to Vancouver as well with HSBC. So looking forward to that. And like I say, you know, some of those players are absolutely incredible.